people. Time to be the rogue trader. I always thought there was maybe a pirate ship going off. With a ship like the sails past. Stop glowing, I know the DLC is not around. We have gone to help the Inquisitor, or friend, whoever that may be. Can't remember the names, to be honest. I've had a very busy weekend. I should really have live streamed on Friday, but I had stuff going on my computer, so I thought, no, I'm not gonna do that. I started working properly by Sunday, yesterday, and I had already got, and unfortunately I already have previous gate arrangements for Sunday, so I can't stream Sundays. Well, I can't stream most Sundays. But we set off and we landed here, on this planet, which is going weird. Yeah, Drukarian space around.
Forge ahead. Never linger.
The more you try to hide your colors from me, Master Van Calox, the more clearly I can see them. If you find my gaze so unpleasant, just say so.
Do not mistake my caution for rudeness, Lady Cassia. I am usually the person who gauges others' secret thoughts and feelings. Being on the receiving end is different.
Yeah, well, maybe in the future you'll think, you know what? That's not fun. I should stop doing it.
Onward to victory.
You won't, but it might give him a little more appreciation for how others feel. Powerful smell of promethium lingered in the air around the burning mechanism. Machines with doubts accelerated. Spikes are being fashioned from what other creators had to hand. A bit of a barricade, only to stop anyone, though. I know, unless it's a dedicated machine, it would stop a lot of things. It's slowing down, allowing defenders at the top to get the job done. The Overseer. The sentry rubs her eyes and gawks at you. One half of her face is covered with a bulky, rusty augment of unknown purpose. You came to rescue us. Praise to God, Emperor, it reached you. The sorcerer's message reached others like him. May he rest in peace. We are most honored by your presence. Please, come forward, quickly. Out of the darkness. The woman hurriedly checks a nearby lumen, her hands visibly shaking. Those creatures come from the dark, you see. But not for much longer. Not for much longer. Now you're here, and Mistress Liechenhart has already found a way to help us. Henrik dourly listens to Sentry's speech. He takes a few steps forward and intently peers at her face as one herself freezes in fear. Then Henrik scowls and cuts a glance at you. We need to hurry. Even under the waving lumens, you notice something strange. The slightly skewered proportions are almost indiscernibly asymmetry of the facial features. Looking at the other sentries, you can see that the same oddity in their faces too, and the fact they are all wearing the same strange ramshackle implants, which clearly are not combat augments. Henrik meets your eyes. Notice, have you? Don't jump to any conclusions. It could be a local genetic anomaly. It could be something else. We can't say anything for sure. Yet. Please, my lord. Do you think we were trained guardsmen? We're from the expeditionary convoy. We've lived here for generations, and up till now, the God Emperor has guarded us from misfortune. But now we have to fight. The survivors have all gathered in a tunnel, and we've handed out what weapons we have. But how is that supposed to help us against these butchers when we don't always know how to use our weapons? Yes, about 30 years back, we were brought here with a load of clever people from up high. Some high up adeptus or something, rather, and we've lived here ever since. I've raised my 4 kids here. 2 died in the excavations, 1 taken by the monsters, but my youngest still lives. Still alive. Excavations? Perhaps the expedition, or rather its objectives, or what Emilina was interested in. Of course, the easiest option would be to ask her directly. The interrogator shoots you a pointed, impatient look. Tell me, my lord, I don't even know how to describe it. It's been, what? How long has it been? A few months, probably? A few months of being plagued by these sorcerous beasts. As soon as night fell, they came, creeping out right out of the shadows, black as soot. There's no stopping them. The only thing that's worked so far is keeping the fires burning and maintaining constant watch. And even with that, the creatures drag us off in 1s or 2s the second we drop our guard. Furrows his brow. Sorcerous creatures from the shadows. Could they be demons? That would explain the presence of warp anomalies in the system. A local breach. Mrs. Lichenhart is inside, in the pit. You go on, don't be afraid. She will be there, probably greet you. We'll stand guard. Thanks be to the Emperor for delivering you to us.
Operation successful.
There has to be some pretty strong creatures here, because we are more than a little strong. Right, chill. Where's it coming from? The lights! The lights! The creatures, they're coming! Weapons ready! God Emperor flavors!
Time to eliminate some Xenos.
Oh, the mandrakes. Been ambushed. Battle begins. Ooh. Mandrakes. That explains who's been launching sneak attacks in the dark.
Knows all, comprehends all. Activate calculated fury algorithm.
Right here. And these are only... what tier are they? Tier 2 Xenos.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Critical knowledge. I got 3. Oh well. Let's take you off being a shooter and turn
I
you
understand your intent.
into a gunner. You got broken armor, and no one next to you, so I don't have to worry about kicking
This
anyone.
tedium is beneath. No weakness is hidden from my sight.
Dance Macabre is very handy when I need it. I
If
won't kill it. Nope, no mind to kill it.
If it serves your cause. I am not your Xenos pet, monkey.
Excellent. There's that break there. I'm enough points to set everything off. That's fine, I can handle that.
Guided by faith.
Nice, pushing some distance.
I'll do it.
Allies and friends do not take hits. Excellent. I also have relentless rush. Reckless rush.
doubt is for the weak.
Hey, I had ally dodge.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Momentum.
Power resides in the will of the righteous.
I can't actually a second.
As the
Barrage,
Emperor
but-
commands, I act.
On the plus side, we are beating this Mandrake up. Right, killing your diggers.
Shields me.
An
Fail blast.
unworthy soul.
Oh wow, he just killed them instantly.
I am
It
a
is.
navigator, not a servitor.
Like that.
If I
Good.
may,
Having a turn. Take a pot shot.
This tedium has been. I deal death with my hands.
And then set yourself up for a never miss strike. Your Bella goes first.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
High momentum.
I know, I'm just getting things all over the place.
Let's set this in motion.
One more. I could do a wild hunt. No, an axe. This? Yeah, secondary weapon. That's primary weapon.
I define the outcome.
Nice hit.
Contemplate your weakness.
Triple strike. Claim the bounty.
A costly mistake.
Oh wow, it's like getting killed left and center. Jesus.
As said, so done. Done is done. They won't expect this. Easy.
No. I mean, it's kind of wasting my right tie thing now, but might as well go set kills. My bad, yeah, she's some kills on you. Which one are you? Well, none of them. Oh, all the way down here. Actually, before I activate that,
Let's
go.
set this in motion. As said, so done. They
Yeah.
won't expect this. You clearly are outmatched.
that doesn't need to kill them in one hit. Dude, I rock.
I know what to do.
You serve me. Here comes the Mandrake. Shooting the overseer. Oh, the overseer.
Stay vigilant.
Nice hit.
The Imperium.
And we always did so much that he's I just killed instantly. Say shriek. Let's see.
Naturally.
Nice. Hit them all. I mean, him will be than that. Let's see, Purge Soul. Purge your soul to the Emperor's glory. I'm not sure why I'm doing that, because I've got Xenos here.
For the throne's glory.
Ah, the Mandrake got him. Ow.
Don't touch me.
Don't get near it.
High momentum.
Bum, bum, bum. You know what? I do this here and then do death here. Don't even go melee attacks. Dodge and parry tests. Oh well, we can dodge it. I might just flat out miss, but you might.
Cogitation failed.
Oh, too far away. I thought this was a very, very close range attack.
As the tactical imperative dictates.
I know, I'll punch you anyway.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
Bonk. Oh. Gunning with the double. My target is dead. Yes, that seems to be the case.
I am not your son. Another soul
You know what?
sleeps beyond the veil.
That actually seems to be pointing that she gets a kill for that one. Other mandrakes.
Let's seize the moment.
Right, unfortunately this sharp those are actually good venom blades. God, I got so much Xenos to drop off. Oh, I lost one at Azov's here. They only had shotguns. I mean, Scorpion's Sting is nasty good, but the Mandrake's Venom Blade is way better. Overall, guess what we think. I'm one of the few characters who can actually use this stuff. Chainsaws are nice. I got that shot. Wow. I like Venom Blade is better than Scorpion Sting. Well, then again, this one also gives me some extra stats. Yeah. But the can I really say no to that damage output? I mean, that's a massive damage output. 31 to 41. And it's not worth it for the extra.
Stay sharp.
Probably put Scorpion Sting somewhere. Well, the beasties that keep attacking them are mandrakes. Drukhari raiders have come to this world for some reason. Yeah, I gotta listen to me drink, but I'm not muting myself every time I try to drink. Oh, there's no XP for that. Back to the God Emperor. He hasn't forgotten us, has he? Nope. Hey. Wow, warp law 75%. That must be one really high warp test. Athletics, I understand.
Useless.
Oh, there's stuff in there.
Marching ahead.
Do I have an autosave before I walked in? Yes. Because I can look at the floor and the fact that I see Mandrake bodies on the floor means this is after the fight. So why not somebody to have another stab at it? There can be extra goodies in there. And I may or may not save right before I do it so I can have as many tries this as I want.
Onward to victory.
trying hard because I'm going to keep going until I get it right. I don't have.
That was a problem for you.
You shouldn't have, my lord. Ooh. That's
He damn it. It's a Vox liturgy twisted by warp sorcery. Try not to listen too closely.
May the hearts of the faithful not be daunted by the vile speeches of the foes of humanity. May our faith be strengthened in the face of all corruption and foulness.
Forge ahead. Never linger.
Pascal can probably fix it. Pascal?
This exploratory is blessed with multifunctionality.
I'm very good at stealing stuff. Okay, Warp Law. I've already tested one. Done one, so might as well grab another one. I think if you go do the DLC stuff and that lot, you can get way more experience and you get higher levels faster. So technically I gained extra levels of fort just for doing Kabbalah. Doing the
My house would be proud of me.
cool. I am familiar with that. Let's see. Strange debris is scattered across the table surface. Your attention is drawn to whimsical patterns on the broken pottery of the tablets. When you try to take a close look, the world starts to swim before your eyes. Ooh. Warp. Soto stand there doing nothing. There she is. Yeah, we've got mandrake problems, and all the survivors are,
Venture
well,
forth.
gathered in here. In the mines, mines, where a million souls now shine. Yeah, no idea, but you know, nice try. See, it must be bleed again. Hold them tighter. God, Emperor, help me. The suit figure draws back the hood of a grimy robe, revealing an emaciated face of a woman. Her skin is stretched taut over her skull and sickeningly protruding augmentations. Her cheeks are marred with several open wounds. She looks at you with a feverish glint in her eyes. The visual description matches the interrogator van Calox. The sage blinks several times, and her head twitches. You made it here after all. Henrik's usual mask of stoicism has melted away without trace. He stares around him in undisguised dismay. Melina, what is this? You're performing the arch enemy's rituals. But no, stop, right now. Not another move unless I tell you. Sage draws herself upright as far as her crooked spine will allow, and flicks several switches on her facial augments. She then turns to you, ignoring Henrik's words completely. Who have you brought with you? Interrogator Van Calax. Clearance level? Bill von Valancius, rogue trader and the God Emperor's anointed. Lionheart dips ahead. Von Valancius, a rogue trader dynasty. Territory in the galactic west of Furibundus. The head of the dynasty, Theodora von Valancius, has been flagged for her heretical sentiments. Threat level. Henrik gestures at the room. I brought the help you requested in your message, Emelina. A voice ship under the aegis of the rogue trader. I dragged thousands of peoples and a megaton of plasteel and selenite through the bowels of the warp. And for what? To discover you have sold yourself to the arch enemy? Henrik shakes her head. You are drawing conclusions based on incomplete knowledge of the situation. Interrogated von Canucks, your judgment is impaired. Henrix, why is Amelia addressing you in this strange manner? I expect that Emelina has chosen to seal the memory block containing data of personal nature. She does this whenever she's concerned that someone might try to extract information about Cal Salazar's courtier for her. Henrix thinks for a moment and clears his voice and says, Sigma Prosperity. Pause for a moment, repeating the strange phase. The reminiscence block you are attempting to access was repurposed. It now contains knowledge of the rituals performed by the shamans of this place. My standard working memory alone was insufficient to record all the nuances I uncovered in my research here. Henrix looks as though he has taken being punched in the gut. Emelina, you deleted the data about all the members of Kalsar's unit? You wiped it out? Of course not. I retained the portion of the reminiscence block data relating to operational insignificance to the Lord Augustus unit. That's how I was able to recognize you, interrogator von Canucks. I came here on the supreme directive of the Lord Inquisitor. An Adeptus Historica mission was established on Photon 4 to study the origins of the civilization that once inhabited the planet. This world was once settled by humans. The mission aimed to discover which colony ship they came from and why they disappeared. Traces of the ancient culture uncovered in layers of soil suggested the existence of primitive solar faiths among the dark inhabitants of this world. Faiths that are strikingly similar to worship of the arch enemy. The surviving scrolls indicate shamans use the gifts of chaos to protect their people, to secure the harvest, to imbue the warriors with strength and vitality. And that is this culture persisted for thousands of years. I was cataloguing data when the attacks began at one of the remote outposts. I merely reorganized the enemy to be by their tactics. Drukhari. They chose an unremarkable, defenseless world where night lasts half the year. By the time 5 outposts had been swallowed by darkness, the last astropath had been torn to pieces, and many calls for help sent to Kalazar's unit had gone unanswered. I realized that no one was going to save these people, or this knowledge, and so I put the knowledge to use for the good of humanity. So that explains what we saw on our way here. Emelina glances at you, but she cannot bring herself, or does not consider it necessary, to ask you to elaborate. I'm sorry I asked, but what are you trying to achieve here? The rituals we interrupted, what is it supposed to do? Mr. Gazelwood, it will rid the world of its half-year-long nights and the mandrakes of their total advantage over us. It will force a new heavenly body, this one of human making, to rise above the horizon and illuminate the dark side of the planet. If the ritual works, I will have mastered the secret of forging a new sun. Madness, pride, and monstrous, staggering heresy. Henrik's voice was barely audible, as if his throat was closed up in shock. All the survivors are here in this tunnel. The rest are dead, or worse than dead. They're in the clutches of the monsters from Gamora. Our last astropath died when his mind was invaded by a warp entity. We used his psi trail to hunt him down. The rest of the people here have been blessed with the protection of those forces I summoned to our aid. A side experiment. A way for exhausted and frightened people to find comfort in higher power. However, I had the service stopped. Several people succumbed to the pernicious influence of the atmosphere and went insane. But the people blamed it on the voices from the Vox. The physical ritual for creating a sun, here, buried under the silica and granite, are knowledge and resource that can repel the enemies of humanity. We are too afraid of anything labelled prohibited. My memory contains thousands upon thousands of pages from manuscripts, tomes, and scrolls. Contact with any of these is supposed to guarantee instant death. The preachers who claim this are liars. I am living proof of their falsehoods. That is enough. Henry's voice shakes with unbridled fury. I have heard all these justifications and complaints 100 times before. No purpose can justify what you have wrought here. Who you have become. Who I have become? Interrogated von Kallax. I am what any agent of the Golden Throne is predestined to become if they are able to see through the essence of things. I have, as the Puritans say, succumbed to heresy of radicalization. Moreover, in doing so, I am only following in the footsteps of our mentor. The only difference is that I have chosen the path of the obliterationists, while he chooses the Xenos hybrids, forging an alliance with the cursed Drukhari. What unthinkable accusations! The Lord Inquisitor in league with the enemies of humanity? Emily asks, suppress your urge to debate internal matters in the presence of the rogue trader. Additionally, I will not tolerate insults to the Lord Inquisitor in my presence. Names given to philosophical ideologies practiced by agents of the Golden Throne. They have nothing to do with the current actions are being driven by this philosophy. Interrogator von Kallax. Mine, yours, Lord Inquisitors. Why are you avoiding talking about the fact that the Xavier Kallaxazar is a dangerous radical? No less dangerous than I am, except I am not driven by utopian ideals, but by the desire to protect humanity, using a broader range of tools. There's actually a bit of a true statement here. I'm going to pause this conversation here for a second to talk about this as well. There are different factions among the Inquisitors, and not just like in the Ordo Heretical and the Ordo Xenodust and the Ordo whatever they call them. You know, the different factions that hunt different types of missions. Like one hunts for heresy, one hunts goes pure demon hunting, and one goes hunting for Xenos. No. There are factions within the factions. One faction thinks that they should let the Emperor on the Golden Throne die so that he can be reborn anew into a new body. He can reincarnate and come back to them as flesh and blood once more, to lead them once more in person. If they could also break the Golden Throne or shut it down beforehand they do that, that'd be great. Because there's a giant warp gate, giant webway gate. And now you got these two factions. She believes in trying to look at the teachings of the enemy, and try and figure out how to twist their weapons against them. If you know how their ritual works, you know how to disrupt the ritual. So if you know how the ritual summon demons work, then you should know how to twist it. So instead of summoning a demon, it yanks them back through. It yanks them back to the warp. You know how to swing the door the other direction. I think. So she wants to protect humanity using a broader range of tools. Fight fire with fire. However, by the sound of it, the Lord Inquisitor wants to hibernize. But let's face it, the Drukhari, for all their faults, physiologically are better than most humans. They're more durable in a lot of ways. I mean, look at our guy back on the ship. He literally took a piece of metal and with his bare hands bent it back into shape. Using muscle. Given the fact his thin, wiry arms, muscles, a bit like her, but thin, wiry arms, muscles, it's like, oh, he's weak, he's not got the physical strength. And then he performed a feat of strength that a space marine would do. Some of the giant bulky muscles would do. You know, there are a few Drukhari tricks that would really benefit humanity if we had. They got some serious trickery up their sleeves. So by the sound of it, the Lord Inquisitor is working with Drukhari to put his own plan forward. What do you call broader range of tools? It's heresy. Emelina, unremarkable commonplace heresy. Heresy that has taken on a twisted form in a mind subjected to prolonged contact with corruption. The arch-enemy has been gnawing at you from within. Bring a staff with a chaos ritual. Have you crossed the line? No, you have obliterated the line. The line? Lines of the weak and the ignorant. Anyone capable of weighing the risks and making calculated decisions should have done the same as me. To protect the Imperium's domain, to deliver a preemptive strike, even von Valancius, Emilia whips around to you. You are a simple mortal endowed with huge power and privilege, ruling over worlds and holding millions of lives out of your hand. Tell me, would you have done the same in my position? Yes, fear and cowardice are the worst enemies of the Imperium's defenders. Yeah, that's true. In that sense, if people are too frightened to use something, then that's a problem. But at the same time, that's a slippery slope. Because then you start doing really dark stuff and justifying it for the great good. I mean, my personal opinion for rolling through this is that yes, I would use certain things, but there's a limit to what I would do. Because when you go so far to a point, eventually you get to a point where what you're doing actually becomes no different from what the enemy is doing to you. And therein lies the problem. So that's hence I think why the quest is called the price of humanity. It's what price you will pay for humanity. Ooh, sorry, my headphones are going weird. Let's resell them. There you go. Because is there a point in doing what she's doing if we lose what we started with? That's the thing. So that's the question. Do we? I can't dare say we could follow it because it won't make the same. It's like there's a limit to what you can actually pull off and what becomes feasible. Go too far and it makes the same mistake. So essentially, you have now made Amelia the same mistake as the others. Blinkered vision and narrowed mind. A warrant of trade in the hands of such a person is a dangerous prospect indeed. Amelia shakes her head despitefully, her eyes filling with blood. The only one to answer my call, and you turn out to be a brainwashed pawn. They do not factor in the possibility of psychological dependence. That one can be persuasive, especially to those who depend on him. A favoured sorcerer, a catabolic renegade. Oh yes, interrogated Van Kallax, Xavier's stalwart little soldier. You will die just like Tenika. Amelia Iron Lichenart begins stiffly formal before breaking off. Tenakai? What do you know about Tenakai? You don't even know what fate befell her, do you? I suppose it won't hurt for you to know something of it. A strange sound causes the stage to fall silent. She turns towards the tunnel. I wonder if I should join the other one. The lights are going out. They're coming. Out of mine! Mandrakes. They're here, the ritual must be completed. Preparation must not go to... Enough! We need to block all possible approaches.
Fine trophy.
Light, we need light to spell the shadows in the corners. Ah, turn on the lamp. Well, Pascal tends to go first, so pop you like here, like 2 inches from the actual location I want. Anything over here I need to switch on? Probably not. Thing is, these actually are actually. Henrix can sit down here. Nope, nope, I don't want to do that. Come back. Cassia, you're a bit of a mixed bag because you are destructive. Suppose I can put you here. I turn on the lamps. Now I flame for you guys.
My vow. Running by Narek override.
I can't do my false punch. I will block the stairs. Thou shalt not pass. Oh. I need to turn the lamp. Isn't that coming? Oops.
Moving out.
Turn on the lamp.
Weather the storm.
No, really, turn on the lamp. Ow. Barry. Oh, the lamp over there need to turn on as well. Well, Henrik's down there, you can turn on. I hit them. Oh, I need to move forward to here.
I move as if unseen.
There you go. I didn't waste a turn
I
action, so
understand
that's
your
fine.
intent. I am not your seed.
Nice hit. Aim for the opening.
This tedium is beneath me. If it serves your cause, ancestors guide me.
Nicely done. Pull the sight off of that one. We got lights upstairs, so it's fine. Oh, look at that. Ow. Ow.
My faith strengthens me.
Suffering is part of the trial.
You hit me, you idiot.
Death to the Herrick.
My reckoning will be swift.
Ow. And Rex, you had one job, dude. One job. She can actually run quite a distance.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
Now there's. Alright, let's do the
I'll do
attack so I can trigger this rapid fire. Potentially knock them all.
As the Emperor
senseless.
commands.
Excellent. That one's down. Not sure what's going on with him, but that's fine.
Faith without deeds is worthless. This is why I was chosen.
She's out cold. He's down as well, so.
But of course, Lord Captain.
Knights of the Emperor. You're not going to read that.
I won't object to it.
Hello. Oh,
Let's see to it.
I missed. Right, start to snipe that team view at the front center, I think. Are you gonna hit the guy? No, it's too close.
Easy. I know what to do.
Nice. Do I want to do well?
As said, so done.
To the next turn. Oh. Hit him multiple times, that's fun.
They won't expect this. As said, so done.
I love these.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Yeah. In reality, not a problem.
Me?
Ignoring you.
If you insist, Lord Captain. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Can you?
I'm
Let's
not
go.
accustomed to being ordered around.
Why do I have to put them up there? I see, so if you don't put the lamps on, these will. So you gotta turn these lamps on every turn. What is most annoying?
Advancing. Vulnerability analysis successful.
Heal.
We function as one.
So I gotta kill these guys off and turn all the lamps on.
I must not falter.
Nice hits.
Follow my lead.
Is a reward.
Whee! That one invaded.
Ancestors guide me.
Ooh, that was a good shot.
I am not your Z. Fortune favors the swift.
And both in moves. Nice shot. Nice shooting.
Follow my lead.
Oh, I dodged out of the way, so that's fine. If you guys could hit them harder or better, that'd be great. Right. Move there. Move there.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
There you go. Right, we got shots.
I'll do it.
Increasing
That is for
accuracy
the weak.
dramatically. She's using about 2 shots, she can.
I am his will
Good
made
one.
manifest.
Seriously, how many shots do you get?
I'll do it.
What? And she did take a pot shot on the first person nearby, so it's fine.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Like, yeah, she's a little, ooh, nice hit. Oh, this turn next. Oh, this turn. Nail blast on a slash, yeah, killing here. Down contra still. We gotta get a guy over here to, pop this. Else someone will be able to reinforce in return.
I'm not injured. I'm enraged.
Outside's dead. Henrik has to go deal with this guy. Can I get one over here? Pound this up? That's not bad. Okay. Cool. Okay, that's an interesting trick.
I feel the power.
I nearly killed him on the get-go, so it was fine.
I won't object to it.
Blech. Even if I don't actually hit anything, I can still dash up to here.
Naturally.
Hey guy, still alive? He might be. Hey, you Bill Bastard. Well, that's not fair. No way. Right. I think because we got the light on there, that cuts that sector off entirely. So that side doesn't light up any. You get enemy forces up anymore.
I know what to do.
Molly.
Isn't this a job for another foe painted black?
Let's see, where's my memory reality?
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
I'm gonna do a fixed reality so you can't warp people in.
Isn't this a job for the
Let's go.
serfs?
The only side comprehends all.
Wow. That's just cool.
Damage to bulk.
Nothing happening here. Let's go blip, 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 blip. How? This will spawn in. Ah, so you can only spawn one mandrake at a time.
Explorers know one route. Forward.
That's fine. You only spawn in one. Do it at a time. That's just a ducky.
Running by now.
So they can only spawn the one guy in, so she can turn that one back on again. I may not have anyone over here to turn this off just yet, but I can potentially warp
If it
something.
serves your cause, I hear you moving.
Blech.
No more.
Right, I just sniped from over here. It's fine.
I understand your intent.
If you survive, she shoots you.
Break them around.
You can bring them around, but quite frankly,
I will endure.
you have to turn the lamp on. Whether you do anything or move anything from here, you're there, so long as you turn the lamp on.
Stay vigilant.
Cold. Damage all times the effects increased. Should have those. Yes.
I won't object to it.
And one under the effects of the Emperor is healed. Power swing. You move past him. Ah, no,
But
breakthrough.
of course, Lord Captain. Let's see to it.
No, puts me on this side though.
High momentum.
Ooh, she can give a full turn. To Henrik's on his turn.
Let's set this in motion. I know what to do.
Wow, so when they go for the death thing, they see a pot shot somebody.
High momentum.
Yes.
I'll show you why navigators are feared.
Because you're scary eyeball tricks?
I'll put my psychic abilities to use.
No, I'd rather put your physical ability to use.
Holy terror.
Nice hit.
Smite your enemies.
Ooh, wow. Who's there? Help us. Yay. That's how it's grown. Wasted. All my work, all my preparations, all for nothing. And Owner Lichen Heart. In the name of the Inquisition, you are hereby removed from your post and expelled from the Holy Ordo. And his eyes are fixed on Emelina, but she does not look at him. Then the interrogator turns his gaze on you. The fate of its fallen members is a matter of the Ordo. Heretical archives, artifacts obtained in the excavation, and other assets of Lichen Heart's possessions, I hereby declare the property of the Holy Inquisition. However, it is of the rogue trader to decide what becomes of Photon for its people. What's your verdict? What would you advise me? The word has been compromised. Any attempt to assess the degree of corruption will necessarily be based on weak judgment, vulnerable to doubt and sentiment. I would get rid of the planet and its population. The archives will be destroyed to prevent this situation from ever recurring. Emelina is my responsibility. This world is pretty much, as of right now, isn't worth trying to spend resources defending it. Without anyone here to kidnap, take or leave, snatch up, this planet is all but useless to them, to the to the Drukhari. Now once they're gone, maybe in a cycle or two, we can send people back here to retake this planet and properly take care of this planet. So I don't see. I'm going to do the Iconoclast thing, because that's kind of my thing. I'm going to take the people, survivors. So be it, Lord Captain. Now as for Emelina, You are hereby stripped of your special status as an agent of the Golden Throne, and all attendant rights and privileges. I am authorized to use all interrogation measures stipulated in the standard framework for information extraction to ascertain the fate of the acolyte Tanakai Calabri Bulgaria. Will that be necessary, Emelina? No, Interrogator Van Carlox. Say it aloud in a whisper. I have no intention of concealing that information from you. I am almost certain that Tanika Calabulgaria was eliminated on the orders of Xavier Calcazar after being deemed a volatile element. Faces a mask of disbelief and anger. You're lying. I have a rather unpleasant suspicion that the witnesses to this conversation are also at risk of being eliminated to date. Whether you're joking or being deadly serious, your words fall on deaf ears of the two acolytes of the Golden Throne. Emelina, weakened by biomancy, is staring fixedly at Henrix, who seems to be engrossed in intense rumination. I saw one of Calcazar's documents when I went to receive my new orders. Only a fleeting glimpse, but with my memory like a pic recorder, it is long enough for its contents to be imprinted on my mind. I do not know the details, but the document itself was an interrogation transcript, with a final annotation indicating the removal of a person from the retinue. And we both know how someone leaves the Lord Inquisitor's retinue, Interrogator Van Carlox. Tanakai is the Lord Inquisitor's top espionage specialist. Whenever Xavier chooses to refrain from making public show of strength, Calabulgaria was invaluable. Why would he do this? Because she was an espionage specialist, and the one person who could probably see him doing spot his little problems, spot him what he was doing, and grow rather dubious of the case of even a Lord Inquisitor's. It's all his grandeur and all his proclamations. Even the Lord Inquisitor is not above the holy word of the Emperor, and he would have to do a really good argument, like roll a natural 20 or a natural D100 or a 1 on a reverse D100 scale. He would have to do the best argument in his entire life, a proper Blackadder move to try and explain why he was doing something rather heretical. Emelina looks up at Henrix, her eyes full of despair. I do not know, Interrogator Van Carlox, just as I do not know why the Lord Inquisitor sent me to this nondescript planet as soon as I voiced my concerns about his methods. Just as I do not know if I should blame the warp for the lack of response for my calls for help, or if Calcazar prohibited the others from answering. That's a good point. If she was sent, it was like a month or two ago here, and she sent a broadcast, emergency broadcast of, "Dear God, I need help. I need help. I'm under attack. I need reinforcements." And nothing came. Now, if I had an agent like her, with a picked recording memory, perfect memory recall, ability to recall anything I see, she would not be someone I send to some nondescript planet. She's someone I would keep on the well-guarded planets, just in case someone snatches her, torments the living bejesus out of her, and gets information, and data and crack mines her head, and gets the information out of her. The nature of her mission, and of Xavier's true purpose here in the Expanse, was likely why he chose to bury his secret, and Tanakai along with it. Emilia breaks off. The operational data indicates that you are the retinue's primary torture specialist, Interrogator Van Carlox. All this time, I thought you were the one who conducted Tanakai's interrogation, and one of the reasons why I destroyed my personal data block was assure that my own sentiments would not prevent me from thinking rationally when I next encountered you or Calcazar's other servants. Henrix says nothing for several seconds, staring into space. At last he begins to speak. Emelina Iona Lichenhardt. Sighs. I know, Interrogator Van Collax. I know all the procedures used on compromised sages. Interrogation, unseen reminiscent blocks. But before we begin, she stands up, straightening her spine as much as she can and looks into the interrogator's eyes with a weak smile. I thought Tenakai was your doing, but as your reaction has revealed the truth to me... Henrix. It is Henrix, yes? There's a little shift in Emilia's voice. She sounds older, wiser. You should know. I am sorry to have forgotten you. Stares at the sage, saying nothing, then looks down and mutters something, too quietly for you to hear. I think she just literally did a brain surgery in her own head. Henrix turns to you. Thank you for your assistance in solving my problem, Rogue Trader. Looks at you, his eyes dark and lowering. Why don't you answer that question for yourself? You do not want her to be subjected to your standard procedures, at yours or anyone else's hands. Yes. Because as for all you're doing, for all you're saying, there is a spark of humanity in there. And let's face it, this is a colleague, someone you knew quite fondly. I mean, the standard practice would be if you take her, interrogate the living bejesus out of her, and find out what she knows. The last thing he wanted to do was put his own colleague through that. Someone who was a friend through that. So he chose the more merciful, let's get rid of her quickly. You really think my actions are driven by such sentiment? Yes. Henrik studies you intently. His face is difficult to read, but one of his eyes spasms briefly, just before he turns away. Yep. For all his training, for all his worth, he has tells. Twitches he can't hide. We are finished here. The planet will be designated unfit for further use. The risks are simply too great. It will take a few hours to deal with the excavation site and what diggers are found there, but they will not delay us. When we return to the ship, find a mate to speak with me. Yeah. Yoink. Not bad. Axe, me. Everything else is me. But yeah, she knew something. I got a feeling that, yeah, the way this is going down, the Lord Inquisitor is so up to something. He is up to something that, if found out, could completely jeopardize his plans. And I don't mean in like a small casual way, I mean in a complete, oh dear God, I'm going to be now the next one killed by my people. The next guy on the chopping block is going to be me. And that's just literally the swing of it all. He is going to be the next guy on the chop block. Because what he's doing is completely going against the Emperor. He's going against his mission directive. He has a plan, and it's not, and the beneficent Emperor is not ordain it. So yes, I do believe, Hendrix, that he indeed had your friend killed.
Marching ahead.
Pascal's got wounds on him, but we're going back to the ship, so that's fine. Yeah, he yeah, he definitely I can guarantee he definitely had his associate and his friend terminated. And Kallax wasn't in on it because, as she just said, he's his chief interrogator. He is his chief interrogator. So why was... Hold on. Sorry about that, neighbour's car alarm went off. Alex, where are you? Blah, 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 blah. I'm over there. Catalogs. That'd be easy to pull the map and look for them. Nope. No, it's right next to me. How did I... Oh, I don't see you.
Lord Captain, I thank you for your assistance with my mission. Thanks to rogue trader von Valancius, the Inquisition has stopped the enemies of humanity, even those hiding in its own ranks on this occasion. I will no longer be making any claim on your time or resources.
Anything she said about Kalatar? Should we be concerned about it?
It is dangerous information, but you are already too deeply involved. In the Inquisition, there are two main philosophies: Puritanism and Radicalism. The adherents of the former are conservatives who strive to follow the letter of inquisitorial doctrine in all matters. The Radicals are more pragmatic. They believe that the end often justifies the means, and they use tools that a Puritan would condemn as heretical.
Yep.
Emelina used the powers of chaos to gain the upper hand against Xenos. I touched a cogitator built by cultists to learn its secrets. None of us is pure. Xavier. The Craven-Hearted say that the career of every Inquisitor ends in either death or heresy. The Lord Inquisitor has borne this burden longer than any of us. It would be naive to think that he had only ever used Puritan methods, and even more naive to suggest that such methods have in any way weakened his loyalty to the God Emperor. And that is all I will say on the subject.
I don't think so.
I will remain part of your retinue. That will not change. I will continue to accompany you until I receive orders to the contrary from the Lord Inquisitor. If ever. Who knows? Perhaps one day my journey will end like Emelina's. But that day is not today.
I'm not taking any, don't take any of these down here. I'm not throwing any of my people on the bus. Yeah, I dare say the Lord Inquisitor has definitely done dark and shady stuff. No way he has not done some rather dark stuff. Let's see, Denman's chest. These are errands, so they'll be... This thing's a trigger. New ruler, highest difficulty in the colony, that's fine. Shards of Tempest. No. And it doesn't tell me where they are. Going to Footfall. On Valancius. The throne room. Well, that is. Yes. Another force bode well for your species. Path we lost. Oh, I'm in Common Ra. We haven't actually finished that way because I talked on the bridge. Where's she hiding? There's no one I can actually get to. She's all the way up here. Anything here? Yeah, Cavallic's down here then. Why is that tech priest on the middle
Dark
thing in the
City
middle there?
released us from its thorny embrace. The wounds of the body will heal, But what about the wounds of the soul?
Yes.
Cruderach fell, and its demise shattered the fragile lives of countless children of Osirian. Scattered across this part of the galaxy, hounded by the monkey, pursued by the Dark Cousins, imprisoned by the servants of She Who Thirsts.
Yeah, not going good.
Hatred is strangling me like a snake, and fear is coursing through my body like a burning poison. For the path I chose is leading me down the roads of failure. I can neither hold back my grief nor rein in my anger. And yet, I am powerless to stray from my path.
Brief someone casts casting grief glancing you, and then the face turns impeccable once more.
Pay no heed to my fleeting wrath, Alantark. When the will slips away, the soul trembles with rampant emotions. But I will resign my heart to meekness, for there is no other way a marked outcast can help their fellow Eldari wandering in the dark. I found myself in the Dark City after following the twisted roads of truth and lies. And although the truth blossomed like an ugly bud and scratched my soul with its thorns,
Yes.
I did find the answers to my questions. Those who come back from the dark of the webway will never be the same. But it is we who change while the surrounding world remains imminent. This thought gives me strength.
It was sort of an enviable fate.
I have no need for your sympathy, Alantark. Besides, neither Monkey nor my dark kin found the decaying remnants of Cruderach. Perhaps all is not lost. Perhaps we may yet bring back what has been taken.
That is true. The either side found the decaying remnants. So whatever affected it, the ship itself has not yet actually been picked up or stripped.
Clendil chose to stay on the Lilithon together with Muaran and the rest of our kinsmen. Perhaps it is for the best. The stars in this part of the galaxy are hostile to the children of Osirian.
Hey, at least on that planet, under my protection, they have protection from outside forces.
On the trail of a monkey called Caligos Winterscale, even a worm may harm a wounded tiger by bringing infection into an open wound. And the wounds of my people have been bleeding ever since Cruderach's demise. The spirits of my kin need a poultice, a hope, not the executioner's sword already poised to fall.
I will go with you, and I will probably kick him in the head.
You may try.
North curtly saying nothing. Well, eventually I will be worthy enough to hear about her kin. I mean, don't get me wrong, humans, we've created some fantastic technological things here, but we could still learn so much from the Eldari. I mean, if we stopped and actually helped them for a second, if they stopped to teach us, if they thought, swallowed their pride for a moment and helped teach us, we could gain so much from this. We would have so much. I mean, if we could strengthen our ties between the two of us, we would be a force to be reckoned with. Let's continue well. Yeah, what's this? Quick ways we drop down to here. And back up to here. Whee! Oops. Seriously? One jump, guys. One jump. Not too much to ask. But yeah, I don't think the Lord Inquisitor has our best interests at heart. He's up to something, and it ain't for the betterment of mankind. Hello. I have my bedroom full of stuff. Jay Bristly is Bristly County treasure that has suddenly appeared in your chambers. Shireen, I decided that I only right if I return all this to you. No matter how lovely and valuable a gift may be, it comes millstone around the heart when it is obtained by deceitful means. I thought the safest thing would be to bring them all here. If I handed them to Danrock, it would be a monstrous temptation, and your avaricious factotum totem does not strike me as someone who is good at resisting temptation. There's no need for this. On the contrary, Shireen, decency dictates that I do this. With vehemence, almost desperation, like a column of foot soldiers storming a fort, I refuse to close my heart to what's right in front of me, Yubel. I am not the one for you. Road traders do not keep no-name commoners by the side. This match will diminish you, and along as it continues, and when it ends, I'll be the one diminished. Jade is striving to maintain her business-like air of indifference, but her shoulders sagging as though under a heavy weight. A haunted look flickers in her eyes, and her mouth is set at a forlorn muse. I see a different future for us. We do not need to end things. The cold mask falls from Jace's face, revealing what lies beneath, a tortured expression of tears rolling down her tawny cheeks. And how long will we be able to keep playing the simpleton and the road trader? You have a protectorate full of women just like me. Before I was able to make myself stand out from the crowd. But now, with every passing day in your eyes, I'll just become more ordinary, more trivial. I'm like a performer whose props, whose tricks have come tumbling out of his sleeves. I need to get off the stage while the crowd starts throwing stones and rotten food. I don't want to have my heart broken by you. I won't break your heart. I like you as you are. I haven't always been the rogue trader either, but that's who you see me, who you see in me. You become who you pretend to be. Let's pretend together. Shakes her head, frowning, but traitorous smile of hope steals across her face. You say this now, but I can't help listening, even though I know I'll come to regret it. You win, Yubel. I can't resist your charms. I will drink the cup of your passion to the very bottom, no matter how bitter the dregs in the last swallow. I am yours. Yay! We had a situation. I think that was the event thing for once you find out who she is, to whether or not you end the relationship or you keep going with it. Well, we beat the guy there, so that's fine. Hey! Six has got a new stage of development. Lord Captain, the Lady Navigator has been waiting for you on for half a watch cycle now. You can see a pause. You see, because of her presence, the officers... I believe Lady Cassia wishes to speak about something very important. Her unease is spreading to those around her. Oh, that's sweet. Nice. It is a fantastic game. Though I've said this before, I do not join people on Discord. I save that for friends that I know personally. So unfortunately, I will not add you to Discord. Hello, Lord Captain. Cassia clasps her hands together. You can see it's an air of cold aloofness about her. We'll speak now. My poor British crew, come on. Okay. Why don't I just sit in that chair and go zoom? Cassie takes a few anxious steps around the study, then says reservedly, I have given much thought to all that happened, and to us. Perhaps you do indeed have feelings for me, perhaps I have feelings for you in turn, but we are not meant to become something more. Why not? A time will come when my duty of House Cecilia will call upon me, and you have already been summoned to do your duty for the God Emperor and your protectorate. Would it be better, then, if we ended things now, before it's too late? If I truly am dear to your heart, you understand. A tense silence hangs in the air. Cassia turns away to hide her emotions. I think we should think we can end a relationship here, then so be it. End relationship. Who said there was anything between us in the first place? I've just been toying with you, nothing more. Dick. That's being a butt ending there. You're right, our feelings are a liability, but House Ocilio and the Von Valancius Protectorate could benefit from a dynastic alliance. What say you to that? We will be my dearest wife? Is renouncing one's duty truly the only way to be with another person? Is this what you truly want? It is already too late for me. I cannot bear the thought of a life without you. Have I not been convincing enough in expressing my feelings to you? Lady Cassia, have I upset you in some way? I'm not sure what the best option is for proceeding forward. I mean, from any point of view, the making a dynastic alliance or becoming the wife of the Rogue Trader would actually be one mega step up for her house. I'm not going to think. I'm not going to choose this one or this one. I'm not sure about that one. These are a bit too thingy. But I'm going to refuse to end a romance with her. It is for me. Is that what you truly want? I have said so already. No, that's not it. I just... No, that is merely what your heart is telling you. I see human feelings every day, and with these very eyes. Emotions are fleeting. They were all too quickly sometimes. Love, fear, attachment, everything passes. What has gotten into you? Me, what has gotten into you? Why does it not perturb you that I am a wretched mutant, that my own subjects see me as a monster, that your servants fear my company more than facing a mortal enemy? not care. I choose you, as you chose me. That is what truly matters. The fact is that we... It saddens me that you cannot see your own gracefulness and beauty. I nearly killed you. I could have died a great many times, and yet here I am, standing before you. Is this all just a lark to you? I am too deeply in love with you to make light of such things. Oh, you Belle, looks at you with tenderness and longing, but then frowns in frustration. Ooh. A familiar sensation envelops your being. The pain in your chest is suffocating, and you fall to your knees. Why can't you understand? I am a navigator, a mutant. I am nothing but a tool in his hands, in humanity's hands, and tools are not supposed to have feelings. Cassia sobs and rolls up one of her sleeves. From her pelvis to her elbow, the skin on her arm has grown so thin that you can see every vein, muscle, and tendon within. A new mutation, Belle. Just like that, in the middle of the latest warp jump, and this body will go through even more ghastly changes in the future. I don't want you to see what I become. I don't want you to see you grow to loathe my hideousness. In this case, I said it really wise to waste time on the preludes and chorals. Let us instead cherish the here and now for as long as the stars allow us. Take her hand. Now please let me tell you about the Cassia I see. She quivers and makes a weak attempt to slip out of your hands. When I hear your voice, my heart beats faster, and your touch makes me lose my mind altogether. I find myself smitten with your raised chin, your refined manners, and the stern look in your eyes when you scold me. When I hold you in my embrace, I feel like I am home. You have studied thousands of books. You wish to learn everything there is to learn, and I am dazzled by your keen mind and curiosity. Your eyes shine like rubies against the sunset sky. Your skin and hair are like fine snow. Never before have I seen anything so beautiful. You know, praise her for her mind. Listens in silence, her eyelashes lowered, her head slightly bowed, a barely noticeable smile tugs at the corner of her mouth. Yeah, that one. Little smile tugs at the corner of her mouth. Those are good ones. I think we picked all the good ones because she's smile tugging a smile out of her mouth. You Belle, stop. I hear you. The crimson tears stream from down her cheeks, but she is smiling, and hers is a smile of joy and freedom. I see your colours so pure that I am afraid I might scare them away. Only when I stand before you, fully dressed, do I feel utterly bare and defenceless. You have captured my heart, made me fall in love with you, and shown me how I love to love myself. I know not what the future holds for us, but I am willing to take a risk and find out together with you, my love. Cassia covers your hand with hers, and her knees buckle treacherously. You are exhausted. Come, I shall lay you in my bed and stay to guard your slumber. That future I can promise you, Belle. Hey. Touch yours in a long tender kiss. You will hush each other for a while. But she withdraws, and after giving you a parting kiss on the forehead, flutters out the study. I could have sent her to bed, but I think that would have been like a step too far. Hey! Ooh, we got one of those in our... now. The Talos Pain Engine. That's nasty. That thing will tear through a small army. They were designed to inflict pain in massive quantities. To almost liquefy and continuous. It's quite the horrific weapon, to be honest. Okay, are we made to Von Valance's world now? And let's see if every jump we take, someone wants to talk to me. The thing is, I have enough Explorator points that I can make jumps like here. I am almost tempted to do jumps over there. At the same time, see, I feel like there's planets I should be going to in order to do quests. I mean, somewhere around them. Somewhere around here are the, you know, there's some... one of these worlds has the unfortunate thing of being home to annoying the Tyranids. I honestly don't know where they could be. Yeah, let's look this up. Okay. What's the name of the quest here? Let's look this up. Let's find out where these guys are hiding. I refuse to leave a quest just sat there in my inventory. Three sorrowful phalanges. There we go. Okay, so we found one. Bloom to death. Look. So find traces of the Gene Stealer cults. The other cults and nourishers were destroyed. Okay, I need to avoid Shadows quest apparently. No clue where that is. What on earth? Okay, the Void Shadows quest. Okay, apparently that thing. We're in chapter 4, so it should appear in this act. Okay, so it's something that appears. It's a. Okay. Location in the freight line. What on earth is the card inverted? Okay, so this one will trigger when I've travelled some places. Gotcha. Okay, that is good to know. That's a trigger event that comes online on its own. Efficiency is down 9. Delays. That doesn't do anything to block other pieces, so that's fine. And how many slots do we actually have? Oh, we got lots of slots. Oh, there's a ton of slots still. I have got slots galore. That doesn't get rid of any bad things, which is fine. I need to get that higher with them. Sure. Profit factor up by 3. People up by 6. That's good. Give me more people. Kiva Gamma. Brand of the most is 4, efficiency plus 4, security plus 4. They're just good. They're handling their own stuff. Nothing really bothers people in Kiva Gamma. They have tons of their own people. They can do their own stuff. They can get away with things. See, auto shippers. Complete one of the projects. Complete Inferno and unwelcome guests. Profit factor up. Imperial Navy up. Proficium people 8. It cost me 8 people, but I've got some things going on. Tools of killing. This give me mechanism 2. Profit factor 3. Doesn't knock anything out though, so that's fine. Dark Experimentals. Because by means blocks of mechanical trade. Short range broadside plasma macro cannons. Ouch. Sounds nasty. Memory of the Dowling. Oof. That's a lot of armor. That is a lot of armor. Okay, this gives me people hostage, and I don't like people hostage, but tools of killing just mechanisms. I have 3 of those. That's not too bad. We'll do tools of killing for now. We'll do the ones later. Archive of the Expanse. I need 9 people for that. Efficiency across all sectors will go up by 3. And that would actually compensate and go past the problem we got with the other. You know, if I get Falstone's thing, if we get them built first, that built, we'll get extra people, that'll go up, and then we can do his archive thing. Yanis, you're building that. It is really sad that you have been all the way back here, waiting for things to be finished. It's like, we're still on rank 2 and 3. But we're only on rank 4 and 5. I know. But, you know, we would really like to get past rank 2 and 3. Oh, hello. Things are happening. Lord Captain, there's been a tragedy on Dragonus. Governor Drivesteam has been dedicating most of his time to restoring the Astropathic Choir lost to warp storms. But the psychics he assembled was struck by an unknown affliction. They heard something, and it cast him into madness. The Astropath lost sleep, started clawing the skin to the flesh and muttering gibberish. Eventually went completely berserk. That's been eliminated, and now only a few of the most resilient Astropaths are upholding the connection to Dragonus. But how will they be last? Where did the former come from, and can we get more of them? I received complaints that Governor Drivestem has devastated the minor Astropathic choirs of the Protectorate. He scaled them down by almost half for the blatant abuse of his authority. To take more people from these choirs would mean depriving ourselves of connections over worlds. We could try to hire sanctioned psychers from other domains, but there will be few, because the road to Imperium is perilous. We could also try getting by with the resources we have that are already available to us, by seeking out fugitive astropaths and having them train psychically active citizens of the Protectorate to show promise. The most regrettable violation of his laws, but considering our grave situation, it's like, this one's more of a case of, we should really just be sending these guys to Terra to be, potentially killed. But it's like, yeah, but we could really do with these guys. Disciples of the Damned. Witch Collector. What is the cause of this affliction? Who knows? The schemes of the heretics from the cult of Vile Dawn, treacherous magic of the Xenos, perhaps it was a planned diversion, or perhaps they merely a stray echo in the Immaterium. Okay, advisors, what's going on? Astropaths are among the most finely trained servants of the Imperium, who have beheld the light of the Emperor himself and gained a special bond with our master. I strongly advise road traders to recruit only sanctioned psychos who are capable of keeping their talents in check. If there are not enough, the Inquisition will assist you in locating and acquiring more. Your Lordship, Lady Theodora had not only had enemies in the Expanse, but friends as well. Those who she has helped, rescued, and saved. I think these people can be offered a helping hand. Among them are several powerful planetary rulers who possess both astropaths and a deep respect for your family name. There are a lot of psychers on my home planet Lyra, Lord Captain. Do you know why? There we are not despised, persecuted, or enslaved on the black ships. There we are sheltered from raids, educated, and respected. Of course, it's all done in secrecy from our outsiders, but I can suggest which rulers contact. Maybe the Von Valancius family name will be enough to make a deal to obtain a better trained group of astropaths than some criminal rebel. Okay. See, her plan is like, we keep training in secrets, we're not sanctioned, but we're training in secret. See, Witch Collector, Abelard's Disciples of the Damned, what is that? Demons, Chaos creatures, Psychos, and Navigators deal 10% less damage to the Road Trader and their allies. Old friends, and... oh wow, so it actually gets rid of all the negative ones. The negative cost factors are gone. Some new astropaths. Well, let's face it, if she's got a lot of psychos on her own planet, we can scour them, pick out the best of the best. And that actually gives that planet a form of trade. Because case of, well, we can train you psychos and we can train them to be pretty resilient. Pretty good here. And you can pick the good ones and we'll... oh, that one. Archives likely still holds the coordinates. I'll pass the names of the more cooperative rulers on the to drive them. So we've got Psychic Ward. I need an unsanctioned Psycho or Psychic Awakening. Cool. Using all navigational charts, the ships of Dragonus set out towards a distant planet. They return with powerful, well-trained Psychos in tow, and with news that the planet Lyra has completely succumbed to heresy in recent years, and that its location should be purged from all maps. The new astropaths were dangerous to both others and themselves. Their wild, untamed talent caused horrifying warp storm manifestations, but the casualties were small price to pay to allow Dragonus to hear and speak to its master. There has been no more recurrence in the disastrous Afrobank madness, but this new astropaths have all reported hearing strange whispers ever since their first day on the planet. Yay! And we got +3 security. These are rank 2 stuff. They're even worse than the other guys. Blocks the auctions, we got the Zealot. Ashen Breath. Melter. Nasty. But you also get me on make me pay for Xenotech codes, and I kinda want to keep my pop up, so Then we'll get the green. This one. Get some efficiency in up. Then we start looking at this. Our rank 6, rank 5, rank 4 stuff. Interests. Yes. Vibos, what's going on over here? Lord Captain, the mines of Vibos 6 are once again in turmoil, and at the depths of levels MD Zeta 05, the overseers have discovered a mountain of mutilated bodies, seemingly crushed by the millstones of the mining machines. All the dead are convicts. The overseers believe that there is a cult of heretics operating in the ranks of the prisoners, offering human sacrifices. The prisoners themselves claim that this atrocity was committed on the order of the warden to rid his prison of the more inconvenient inmates. The warden tried to reason with the raging mob, but was mauled to death instead. His defiled remains were found inside one of the cells where prisoners were being tortured during the investigation of strange convicts. The overseers have managed to isolate the rebels inside the mining facilities, but an assault would result in high losses of workforce. On the other hand, the prisoners are all ready to lay down their weapons, cease violence, and repent if the road trader would only demonstrate some compassion towards their plight, possibly by reforming some of the more severe punishments. So, who did kill the people found in the mines? That remains to be established. The riot has complicated the investigation. Perhaps it was the work of the warden after all, or perhaps there is a cell of the Cult of the Final Dawn operating among the prisoners. Oh, but the few pics of the corpses that the overseers managed to take contained an oddity. If one were to use their imagination, they could see a certain pattern in the scattered bodies, one that's very similar to one of these inconvenient prisoners have been drawing. What do you think, my officers and advisors? Shireen, if the governor and his pack overseers cannot handle their duties, should they not take the place of their wards? Could there not be a worthy administrator among those who oppose them, who could do better? A mob of commoners mauled a noble soul who was attempting to reason with them. How awful! Perhaps the underground madness has spread among them and assumed a new form, turning them into monsters in the process. It would be cruel to kill them if this is the case. It is much more humane and well-intentioned to excise their brains in order to curb their ferocity and pension for disobedience. My house did the same whenever the serfs rebelled in their ignorance. A rather merciful step. I don't care about the overseas convicts or the problems. What bothers me is the dead bodies. Who left them? That's what's important question. If the bodies hadn't been destroyed yet, we could conduct a certain kind of divination. The ritual is less than appealing thing, but a psychic with a strong stomach could learn about their deaths. Traces of death are like an open book in the cycle of the web. A skilled spinner can go to the mines and reveal what brought death to the convicts. Ooh. Cool. Let's see, so Idra gets keen mind, exterminate all scoundrels. Gives me House Scourge of Venos. The Rogue Trader. Wow, I get Ruthless. Mercy to the Fallen. Efficiency down though. I mean, that is Mercy to the Fallen. No one knows the ability. But this gives me a new option. Keen Mind against enemies. And this one gives me a plus Xenos Law plus equal dodge percent. So they get a dodge percentage bonus. This doesn't give me any of the bonuses. Mercy of the Fallen, so we get +2 resolve. I'm not entirely sure what resolve does. I'm going to use a spinner. May the secrets of death be revealed to the servants of the Undying One. The cult has spent days without sleep or sustenance, studying every wound on the mutilated body corpse. At last the Undying One bestowed a relation on him. The spinner sensed the victim's dying throes and proclaimed that the dark entity had claimed the souls of the convicts. Crippled by his visions, the man lost his mind and kept rambling, spouting gloomy prophecies of the terrible adversary. But his duty was done, and the rebellion abated as fear of the unknown rallied the inhabitants of the colony. Well, so we didn't even lose any points on that one, because they went, oop, you know what? That's bad. Something bad is going on this planet, and quite frankly, we don't like it. Complacent at +1/+all thing. Wrath of the Vile Rebels. I don't care about that, to be honest. I lose 6 people. And I lose 5 weapons, to be honest. It blocks the killing fields, not happening anyway. I get 6 people, and get security +2 to the entire colony. To all colonies. And get unerring shots. So, yay. Test of Worlds! Yes. We're the Shao Kahn. Mortal Kombat! It's rather sad that Janos is still trucking along, getting his level 2 things done, and Dagonos and Koa have just finished doing another one and moving on to their level 3s, whereas this lot are ploughing happily into level 4s. Oh well. Right. Stuff. To the throne room. I've forgotten that all these guys have level ups. You can wait on the ship. I don't think the people are quite ready to see you yet. I know I took Henrix down, but it's the palace. It's my throne room, so not really a problem, to be honest. But yeah, we had a few things there, but I do like the fact we got, thanks to the Gabalek person, we got away with not. Actually, I noticed that every time you do the talk to companions in that lot, and they offer their things, it quite often gets rid of the negative effects. Right. I'm going to talk to you to the Arbites. Okay. So, how do we trigger this then? As Rumor's quests. Speak to Solomon. Right, what are you? There you are. Here you are. With your burning shield. Road Trader. The Marshal is ready to meet with you. Do you wish to commence the audience? I do not know the details. I would assume the procedure is the same as those of Lady Theodora at the time. Personal introduction, reaffirming the allyship between the Dynasty and the Adeptus of Arbites, a discussion with the Teeth-related affairs. Yes, everybody's calling him in. Let's talk to the guy. One of those Arbites does not look like the others. Two markedly distinct figures approach the throne, marching in front of the man clad in Adeptus Arbites armor. He carries his helmet in the crook of his arm, but his stern facade serves him as well as any visor could. He bows to you sharply. Marshal Stratz of the Adeptus Arbites. You know what, I think this voice fits fair for him. An old woman walks in the marshal's shadow, her body fitted with dozens of scribing implants and magnifying instruments. If not for her eyes, quick and inquisitive behind the giant pair of ocular lenses, you might have mistaken her for exotic servitor. Her robes are adorned with sacred symbols of the Adeptus Administratum. The woman bows. Rogue trader von Valancius, I, Prefect Inscribia Voltaire, greet you on behalf of the Adeptus Administratum. I will now begin the due procedure of officials addressed to the ruler of Dargonus, as formalized by the amendment 4N10 to Law SK 91941. May your name be wreathed in glory for centuries to come. May your fortunes never profligate. May the God Emperor bestow upon you the duty worthy of his chosen. Her monotonous droning is making you weary. It seems she intends to go on for a good while longer. Get comfy and listen to the end. The prefect resumes her elaborate formula. You notice a few poorly concealed yawns and frenzied blinking among the crowd. The speech drags on for another 5 minutes, but you pass the test of fortune honourably. At last the prefect's address comes to an end. Just pictures like, oh no, the prefect's talking. It's like, steal your souls. Fred, I see you yawning over there. I can't help it. It's so boring. Inscriber, yeah. Who would give a child a name like this? I don't recall seeing you at court. What are you doing in this? The Grand Marshal leans forward, his voice low, and when he speaks it feels as though the marble tiles of the palace have begun to vibrate. The Adeptus Administratum's delegation, accompanied by the Adeptus Arbites, has arrived to greet Lady Theodora's successor and to see the extension of our decade-long arrangement. If I may continue for you, Prefect steps forward, dragging her feet slightly. As per the decree of Theodora von Valancius, Ord 037 3N, the representatives of the Adeptus Administratum and the Adeptus Arbites are sanctioned to use the Palace of Justice, oversee a thief collection in the Protectorate, review any and all cases of thief fire avoidance, thief exceedance or other irregularities. I mean, seriously, when you pay too much, we get worried. Everyone should be starving in this realm, and you're paying us twice as much. And these rights have been formalized by numerous pacts and statutes under the main decree. Considering your new position, you may have yet acquaint yourself with all these documents. Personally, I try to avoid them, and I shot them in the air several times. You're joking, right? No, my lord, he actually did use the servitor to launch them like frisbees. It was fun. You are the successor to Lady Theodora, and stop shooting the scribe's work. Those alliances with your two sacred organizations forever glorified as a rogue trader closely tied to the executors of the Holy Terror's will. And we, as representatives of the Adeptus Administratum and the Adeptus Arbites, must verify you are able to maintain this alliance that has brought such repute to your dynasty. Will you please all stop yawning? I'm not that boring. The prefect scrutinizes you as if trying to estimate your proportions and weight. As where we've arrived in person, as the present circumstances have provided us with a chance to see if your intentions concord with those of the late von Valancius. For 34 generations, my family has served in the Adeptus Administratum, as given the name befitting one who comes from a long line of scribes. Literally, we lost creativity about 4 or 5 generations ago. My mother was called Pen. I shouldn't be... Sorry, I shouldn't be making fun of this, but no, I should... Oh god, some people may question my sanity. I don't. It left ages ago. Prefect looks at you without blinking. She's either ignoring your disrespectful tone or has genuinely failed to notice it. And what circumstances are those? Prefect's lips contorted into a twist. My god, is that supposed to be a smile? No, I'm just contorting. Our work has been disrupted by unforeseen setbacks regarding communications and transportation. As I requested, requisitioned assets were not adequately prepared. We have lost some of our personal and resources as a result. The Arbiters are too short-handed to perform all the duties expected of them. Since they first arrived in the Expanse, their numbers, limited from the onset, have only continued to dwindle. After analysing the situation in accordance with the amendment FS 89342 to Decree Ord 0373N, we have decided to notify you of a thief violation committed by one of the worlds in this region. This veritable lapse must be rectified as quickly as possible. The old woman shivers and rubs her augmented hands with an unnerving creak. Would you like some oil for your hands? I've not got... I do have robotic hands. You know, the last time I oiled them, I got told I kept leaving stains on the paper. Not my fault. I said oil bath, not oil sauna. I don't know how you got that mixed up. And which world was it that had the misfortune of drawing your attention? Pharesia. The feudal world far from the main roots that was bereft of the Imperium light. They rediscovered less than 2 centuries ago. Its supplies, agricultural resources and manpower. Excellent. An arbiter will be assigned to you for increased security. Protector Anfar, front and center. The marshal's voice thunders over the arbitrators' ranks, and Solomon Anfar marches over to your throne. This I have a mastiff at his heel. I thank you for your support. I will go to Pharesia as soon as I can. The Emperor protects. The Marshal makes a sign of a quiver in a motion so sharp that you can practically hear it cutting the air. The prefect adjusts her ocular lenses with a weary sigh. And once again, no specifics given, of course. And my reports, nobody ever stops to think. No, she can't quickly touches herself and offers you a bow. This, yeah, gotta write all this stuff down, you know. Right. Way! You know, I got all dressed up for that 5-minute conversation. Okay, so that's fine. Kabalite's thing can go happen whenever it happens. It is a more important quest. There's her thing's not so much a quest as like an errand. It triggers when it triggers. It's not so heavily tied to the game progression. Of course, I intend to try and do every companion quest going for each chapter. Oh, apparently there's a whole 15 hours of extra content. Yeah, I can do 2 more baths now, probably. I can probably summon Solomon and Mazurai to the bath chambers. More than swimming pool to that bath, to be perfectly honest. Right. So I don't have to worry about finding the dead man's chest is over there. Never actually been to the system yet. I could just open a gate straight to it. Oh, I'm in there either. Go to Faressa. Oh, that's part of the quest as well. Nice. Well. I'm gonna make it unsafe. Not wasting all my points here. Right, there's a straight shot there, so it's fine. Oh, excellent. Janice finished the thing. My apologies, Lord Captain. I've just been delivered a report to Cargo Bay. Seems some unusual cargo, we can call it that. The crew has considered disposing of it, but dare not do so without your direct order. The cargo itself is a pile of corpses. None of these people were on the crew manifest, judging by the injuries. They were killed instantly and painlessly, while somehow being delivered to the ship. Next to them, the crew found a strange horned mask of Xenos origin. What are your orders, Lordship? Was there by a Xenos in flashy clothes speaking in rhymes by any chance? The fellow's quiet for a moment after either processing what she just heard or making inquiries through her Voxcom channels. Eventually the Vox comes to life again. No, your Lordship. And I doubt that such a conspicuous character would have slipped by unnoticed. I will inform you the crew seeing anyone like that. Process the bodies in the corpse starch. Always use more provisions. Damn Xenos deceive me. Throw this cargo out of an airlock. I'll see to your Lordship. I dare not serve you any longer. I'm not entirely sure which. I can't remember which Xenos in question is. A Xenos? I'm not sure which one. Horned ones usually are usually Drukhari. The only other horned ones you could probably get are Tyranid. But they won't bother sending a transport full of corpses. Ah, Mazarai. Manazai. You bell. Manazai prowls over the desk and braces his arms against it. I have been thinking about what I promised you before, about satisfying your curiosity. We Drukhari and Monkey are different. This difference cannot be explained in words. It can only be felt. Understanding the nature of a true Aldari is possibly the only one who participated in their rituals, their entertainments, their pleasures. You told me you were interested in knowing me and my world. Well, since our fates remain entwined, I see no reason to deny you that knowledge, or myself a fleeting titillation. I'm going to do your will, you bell. Would you please take part in a feast? My feast. I mean a feast, I understand it. No viculous liberations, however fine, can be substituted for what states an Altari's soul itself. The premortal passions of torture and flesh, terror, suffering, despair, all that which we take by right from other inferior creatures. You already know what I mean, don't you? I saw it in your eyes when you touched your Mia's imprisoned soul. Do not lie, you are singed by the sparks of the flame that burn within me. The flame that feeds on pain. Together we will send in the bowels of this buck, your ship. We will find a compartment full of unsuspecting prey. We will slaughter them all. If that's one. With each victim we torture, the fear of the waiting prey will grow and grow. Sweeter and thicker, there in the crucible of passion you will know the true Aldari soul. My soul. I'm going to keep a dominant position in this. I know it's like, oh, we shouldn't kill our own people, but it's like, in this game, you just seem to get like an infinite supply of crew. And bowels of the ship bucket. Compartment. let's face it, I've already given him a compartment and said that's his torture ground. And the overseers and that lot have found that, the best way to get rid of, deal with troublesome convicts and, guys who are not fit to be voidsmen, who they usually punish by shooting. It's like, you know what? Let's just throw them into Mazarai's hunting ground, and let them see if they can survive the warp jumps. I shall come if you ask me properly. Please, slowly drops to one knees. Please, Yubel, I will do everything in my power to make this a walk you will never forget. There's romancing options. Male or female, doesn't really matter. Daldari they'll be sort of platonic in their relationship with you. T-bows! Splattered with blood and pieces of ripped flesh, Mazurai is panting. Not from fatigue, but excitement. His face looks brighter and more vivacious. His usually dark eyes now shine with deep turquoise fire, and his mouth is stretched wide in a ravenous grin. The Dragari seems fit to burst from the overwhelming surge of energy. Look at our pile of corn and meat. Mazurai can barely keep himself from lunging at the humans. What did you wish, Yubel? How would it please you to destroy these cattle? Tell me, and I will obey. One is brandishing a pathetic bayonet fashioned from a plasteel bar, pointing at you with a trembling hand. Biddle attempt to convince himself that he can stave off the inevitable. I mean, that's probably the... I shall finish off myself. This is probably the more Dracari thing, so... The waves seem to ripple through the clutch of people, shouts, sobs, curses, and then... The blood-curdling roar fills the compartment. Mazurai, who has now well lost his head, is laughing, his whole body racked with convulsions. Yes, that's it, you have not one scent of blood, that thrilling wave of terror. This is what makes life worth living. This is what gives meaning to everything. A moment later, he is suddenly in front of you, bending down from his towering height, his face twisted in a happy leer of a stated maniac. You Yubel. Mazurai can hardly stop himself from reaching out for you, his eyes full of unrelenting obsession to devour you at close range. Do you feel this heat, this flame rending you from within? This unquenchable thirst slaked for a moment by a sea of blood. Are you pleased with me? Do not hesitate for a second. He drags you to unclose your mouth with his own. The pain of his metal claws digging through your neck mingles with the tasty, salty blood from your bitten lips. Sink into the dark, vicious, endless abyss. Yep, that's Mazurai's weird romance sequence. Now I don't know if I'm actually choosing the dominating or not. But a dominant one was forced them to do it for him. I'm not sure if I'm being submissive or dominant. Regardless, if you alter your choices too much between them, you eventually leads to a breakup. Oblivion releases you from its claw grip. You slowly swim out of the gloom of your favoured slumber. Your entire body aches and smarts your skin, prepared with countless cuts and bruises. A dull gnawing pain radiates you off through your wrists and hips. A hazy, almost indescribable memory hovers somewhere on the edge of your consciousness. A memory of pain and the pleasure reeked in its depths. Surged from beneath his half-lowered lids, his naked body seems knit from ropes of lean life muscle. His pale skin, marked with the same traces of violence as your own, seemed to glow faintly in the half-light. Blood has pooled in the hollows of his glasses. He wipes it away and licks his fingers, saving the remnants of the feast. You are awake, my pet. The oblivion of ecstasy. It has been so long that last time I plunged into it, your servants had not known true fear in a long time. The terror they felt when my blade began to rip open their bodies was especially powerful. And you were good, better than I could have imagined. You are like a sponge, absorbing everything I can give you. Now I know what personal desires yours required a homunculus' services. Merely chuckles in response. A pale shadow of the reality, but there's still plenty more meat in your ship. More opportunities for a repeat performance. I do not doubt it. Do not keep me waiting. I shall decide when. Well, I will go now. Until next time, I am certain our next feast will be even more intense. Okay, well, we need to pick up more shipment of people. That's the daft thing, you see. We'll go to ports, and we will literally just draft in people by the thousands. We made it. Oh. Made it through unsafe. And this one. I don't mind the yellow ones. Yellow lines, good things or bad things can happen, but not terrible. The orange one is more leaning towards really bad things, and the red ones guarantee you a fight. Not that the problem could just heal the end of the fight, but the fight things get worse. Lord Captain, we receive a voxcast from Pharesia. The signal quality is rather poor, but the meaning is clear. The world is expecting your lordship's arrival. Great festivities have been arranged, and a delegation led by the planetary governor is ready to give you a welcome worthy of an honoured guest. Excellent. I'm going to go raid stuff. There's destroyed ships over here. Oh, anyway. Oh, there we are. Scan everything. Nice. A scrap box. That's it. That's all we got. Scano. Yeah, let me get pickle. Why is this lordship going to every planet in my system? I want to scan it. Ooh, I got a good profit factor now. Nice. Nothing here either. Colonies? You actually have finished your thing. Towards the king, profit factor's up. Janus has got some problems again. Troubling news arrived from Janus, your lordship. While digging to irrigation ditch, workers found a Xeno obelisk made of an unknown material. It was delivered to a laboratorium and subjected to a number of tests, one of which caused a reaction. The obelisk generated low frequency of vibration, and the events followed were catastrophic. A series of anomalies were recorded on Epsilon 2, Majoris region. It's almost like Janus itself is fighting us there. Many logistical chains have been disrupted. The only people who visit the uncontrolled territory are the Riches, fleeing deeper into the region in greater and greater numbers. The observers report strange fires in the night sky completely imperceptible to the augurs. The esteemed Ultra Crystals are gathering outlaws and fortune hunters for an expedition into the heart of the region. They assumed a priceless trove of xenomechanisms is waiting for them inside. What's happening there? The dark vegetation demonstrated a remarkable ability for wild growth. It took plants only 2 days to overrun the agri-complexes in the region. Extinct species of local megafauna has been spotted in newly formed jungle, aggressive and acting in unnatural cohesion. We do not know. It's as if they all receive a signal telling them to abandon their work and rush deep into the afflicted territory. Some were stopped by the watchmen appointed by your orders. Unfortunately, about 100 still made it their way into the region. See what you got. Weapons. Okay, that's quite what we need to spend on this stuff. People. Right. Permission to advise granted. Janos as a natural world is rising up. It's lucky the coincidence that the planet boasts experts who specialize in both controlling and destroying life. Reports of the Biomagus biologists. Chapel make no mention of the storing weapons of mass destruction, but I have no doubt they possess some. They always do. I see no reason not to let them use them against all this, whatever it is. Deployment of fortified research stations in the affected sectors is recommended. The benefit of gathering more information justifies the increased casualty rate among personnel. The wretches know more about this pestilence growth than we do. Something we must quickly rectify. We should capture some of these mutants and force them to cooperate. And that way we can learn what it is we are dealing with. Janus Warlord. I don't need any of that. Plus deal for that, and we get the Audacity of Janos torpedo launcher. Cool. They fire Aldari missiles. Ooh, Blessing of the Warp Spiders. Isolate the region, start running up the wretches. Make them tell us the truth about what's happening. Yes, because quite frankly we don't know what's going on. And the Eldari are not telling us. I'm spending a specialist at Janus capable of forcing compliance. The affected region was isolated. Soon after the quarantine had been imposed, one of the escaped wretches emerged from the jungle and handed the wardens who met them a parcel containing some kind of Xeno artifact and a message. Accept the gifts and leave the world in peace. The wretch was thoroughly interrogated, and so were dozens of their captive mutants. What little they were able to tell us is no significant value. Most of us nonsensical peasant superstition, although all the wretches as one claimed that if the afflicted region was left alone, it would not expand. The assertion was soon confirmed, and neighbouring agriculture. This assertion was soon confirmed, and the neighbouring agri-complexes soon resumed normal operation. Okay, so one part of the planet is reformatting. Not sure why, but it is doing that. Okay, Forest Fortress. Xeno defenses. That gives me security 4. The bulk gives me security 4. Just that gives me a sword. That gives me an artifact. Costs me only Xenotech. I wanted that one before, so. Oof, eventually we're going to start doing a little force on this planet. Hey, come on, option. I think even you for yellows, it speeds up, you get more production. Got 20 people from somewhere. Ah. Not sure why, but we've got 20 people from somewhere. Nice. Alright, let's get. Complexity goes down, efficiency goes up. Then we can start looking at our tier 4s. You've just started. You've finished. Okay, that does not stop me from doing any of these. So that's fine. I don't mind doing things like that because it gives it more security, and the more security it has, the more security a planet has, the more it's able to cope with a negative effects on its own. So it'll cope with negative events. Bad events will just be knocked out on their own accord. Right, done that and done that. Me. Next. Ooh, Penny Planet. Not explored. Amid Lifel's rocks and lava lakes, the ship's augurs have detected something resembling buildings. There's something off with their outlines, but this presence in this and of self says there may be some valuables uncovered among the ruins. Scouts are able to discern symbols of Imperium on the buildings, deformed and fused together by high temperatures. The all-mining structures tell a sad story. Centuries ago, the planet and all its riches perished with the radiance of the system's expanding sun. Ah, nothing there. Hey, at least I've got the middle one, which is a weird effect of this sucking things into dimensions. Promethium. I don't know why he's left. I've got 51 of those, so you don't need Promethium. I can't actually access my trade system from here. It's a little sad. I have to go back to the bridge and talk to them on this thing and then go back into the ship. I wonder if we can talk to the Tech Priest guys and the Adeptus guys and see if we can pick up some more extractums off them. I mean, I've got plenty of money. I've got 92 profit factor, maybe more now. Then rock on you. Are they glyphosate? Yeah, cool. Nice. Both my skill fighters. Exporters. Yo, Zeta. Apart from that, I have an absolute ton of cash. And we're gonna buy a lot of things off you. Buy the boots, measure boots. Vox. Cool. Whereas Overseer, the first Overseer archetype abilities cost 0. Nice. Alright, plasma rifle. Beer concentration. Cool. And you're in a situation where you want to throw punches at once. And stun grenades. 5 off. I was actually hoping to buy some extractors off here. You actually sell any? I need some extractors. Ooh. Heavy, advanced heavy stubber. Wow, some expensive stuff down here. Oof. Very expensive. That's a nasty bolter. Ouch. Can we sell anything to you? You like heretical object trophies and holy gifts. Well, I have some heresy trophies. Mostly Xenos. Creation only to 2. I think I'm getting. It's enough to level up, but I'm not getting much. Deadly Repeater. I have Hekaton is fantastic. Effectively, plus stance inevitability effect. Cool. That's fun if your character continuously inflicts status effects on people. pennants. So what are you guys wanting then? Holy gifts. I don't have holy gifts. Like any. Fuel malls cost like nothing. Okay, I'll trade with you for a bit then. The Imperial Navy is my next lowest guy on the list. And now I can afford engines. Ooh, RAF Starfighters. Cool. Heavy ships. I can't read that. Not bad little thing, but yeah, but I've got some nicer stuff coming. Right, rep time. Do. How's all of that? It didn't even level me up. It costs a bit to level up with these guys. Not that one, but it's cost a bit. The avoidy boys. We have just got stuff. Man, we got stuff galore. This is good what I've got actually, Death World version. Large medkits, I'll buy 2. Grimoire of the Void. Nice. Let's throw some guys to you, some stuff to you. You level up Martyr's Pennant, the Inferno of Pistol Shot, and Triumph of Retribution. 1216 one-handed is not a bad weapon, just nothing compared to Drukhari weaponry. Because the Balak boys are at 22, because yeah, I just bought the complete thing that gave me a lot of points with them. So yeah, we got a lot of buying for this lot. I mean a lot of buying. We're like drowning in stuff. There you go. Missile Conduit. Go for Cycus. The Laughing God's Pendant. Gains Dance Macabre ability. Breath of Purgation, which is a Flamer. Not a bad Flamer. Ooh, Black Heart Cabal Origin, Calibite Armor. Nasty. Slayer's Delight. Everything got catching on that one. Dreadmonger Grenades. I can't buy that because I got that Night 2. I can buy Steel Triad though. Next time I get some more profit fights, I can buy more stuff off them. How many levels of thing do you have anyway? 32. By that point I will have such... it's not bad, my Hectors are better. You have some nice stuff. We bought more things. This walker was like, I'm going to buy half your inventory. I bought half your inventory. Let's see, you have the Promethean, which I don't care about. Faricia. Scan me. Right. The High Fortress. He's required. He's not a bad shotgunner. In fact, actually, mostly range guys. Argenta's just too useful. In fact, all these guys are too useful. You know, that was like, oh, it's a sniper like me, but it's like, yeah, but she hits like a ton of bricks. Abelard, though, would not be a bad option. Mazerai is also a good option. He essentially comes with a secondary fight unit, so that's fine. Argenta out. Abelard would be good to have in the front line. He's a good front line fighter. That's the thing. Pascal is also... I think she's also very handy at demolitions. It's the problem is that you start seeing certain crew members as being very, very good in combat. But you see, I won't get half the conversation with these guys because I'm not constantly changing them out. Cassia's abilities are just too darn useful. He gets me through any locked door. Perception. Demolitions. Oh, he's not bad at demolitions either. No. Yes, that one for that one. I'm only picking that because I need a frontline fighter. That would be interesting. Just seeing them how they react to a Drukhari. Yeah, this is going to be funny. More than shards of civilization that have been separated from the Imperium's fold for thousands of years, feudal worlds tend to be underdeveloped and degraded. Their technology is usually primitive, and their faith in the God Emperor often takes bizarre forms. Yeah, I don't think it looks like a giant Iron Maiden with flames coming out of it. There's a way you can get worlds where the people are like horseback charging. People are from feudal worlds. This will not look out of thing for Warhammer. A richly dressed man riding a sinewy horse breaks off from the procession. When he approaches, you immediately notice a strange detail. The man's face is pinned to his head with precious fastenings that stretch the skin across his skull. Celestial guests, there are no higher honor for us than to extend our hospitality to such noble eminences. His Celestial Highness the Rogue Trader and the illustrious judicator of the Imperium. All of Thracia clamours, trembles, and cheers. Ruldo the Fair-Faced, Governor of Thracia, at your service. I thank you for the courteous welcome, Governor. However, we have come here to address a grave concern. But of course, your Celestial Highness. It would be my pleasure to discuss whatever topic you have in mind. As said, you had such a long and perilous journey behind you. Like any self-respecting host, I must first propose... Death to deceivers! Bluff the court fool. A smaller figure steps out of the rider's shadow, dressed in the motley attire of a court fool and wearing a sneering mask. My name is Bluff. I am Lord Rullodo's good mood. I tickle his governorship with well-spouted jests and itty-bitty gossip. And now I merely doff my cap to our celestial lords and ladies and hand them this here key of Phrygia, the token of our boundless loyalty. The fool bows and offers you the gift. Something's up. The fool parts his offering and then jumps away with an irritating giggle. Being the paragon of grace that he is, would my celestial lord perhaps also deign to feast his ears on the latest Phrygia gossip with my gift, to go with my gift? The governor clumsily attempts to stay in the saddle and utter lack of noble bearing are bewildering to you. It appears that the upbringing of the Frisian aristocracy is as unimpressive as its world technological state. Well, slap my crocs fine and listen to this. A one-eyed terror of the common man went out thieving one day. He sneaks into a hut, itching to fill up his sack, and what he sees? A scary big shadow on the floor. He turns around, and right behind him, a monster, with head like imperial columns. It grabs him by the throat and starts beating the air out of him like a ball of dough. Turns out he's popped by Murgoth's place, and she used to work the bone mill no worse than 10 men could when she was young. The fellow's been one-eyed ever since, and he's glad he's not one arm or one leg. Having finished his nonsensical tale, the fool erupts into a acerbic giggling. What happened to your face, Rolando? Touches a stretched out countenance. Oh, this is a fine tradition I find myself brought to this world. You see, there's a way to tame the merciless passage of time. All you need to do is find a young and healthy face and appropriate it. Attach it over your own fading skin. The local nobility eagerly took this art of extending one's life and youth, and I, once a celestial lord myself, now promote the custom by personal example, so I may showcase its wonderful properties. You know, I'm going to think I've done my point on this. Smiles, causing the muscles creases attached face in a disturbing way. That is what we call the highborn who come down to us from in their wondrous vessels. Of course, I am not native to Phrygia, and thus was once a celestial lord myself. I have grown used to local customs, however, so I address you like any Frisian would. Although I'm sure you know why we are here. Well, nods and somewhat perplexed. Well, I do have a certain suppositions. Enough. According to Data Protocols Calyx Sigma UX 11.4, this Mu-class planetary type feudal Assassimier rating E874 with assigned teeth grade Solitude Extremis has not provided due teeth in full. You have violated Lex and are hereby under investigation. You are present all related customs reports and shipping manifests immediately. The proctor's voice carries no emotion, and Galitos silently bares his teeth, completing the image of an impeccable hand of justice that has arrived on Theseus. I am most flattered by your attention, esteemed Judicator, and by this opportunity I to serve the Imperium with even greater dedication than before. Speaking of dedication, we are already conducting a thorough inspection to see which scribe it was that bungled the teeth calculation. Fear not, the scoundrel shall soon be. Excuse the hallmark of the guilty. Do not make your situation worse, Governor. Clasps his hands together and says meekly, of course, Master Adjudicator. I'll provide you with all the documents as soon as our internal review is complete. I assure you it will take long, and the report itself will be exhaustive. thank you, your celestial highness. We know your journey here must be no just one. The sign of appreciation, we have prepared a venerable constellation of enjoyments for your honour. We humbly invite you to taste our amsak, along with our finest dishes, and may you likewise save us some of the local entertainment. Or the court ladies will accompany you, so also to listen even a single word of wish you your lingers without intention. A thin woman emerges in the torchlight, looking at you with a mixture of fear and awe. Her diminutive figure is practically drowning in her velvet silk dress, and a resplendent necklace of blue stone adorns her neck. Maeve, my celestial lord, at your service? Someone leans closer and says in a low voice, based on my experience, I'll say we haven't been assigned a spy under this pretense of generosity. But this is a good thing. We'll use this young woman as a source of information about the world. For now, it would be wise to play along with the question, and question her thoroughly once we're away from prying ears. I can tell by what I'm hearing, our executioner has already lit up the Prometheus for us, ready to give the condemned a warm welcome, which means the governor's official whisper collector, that's me, has a whole lot of important business to get to, and so I must leave you now, good sirs and ladies. I probably should change the voice as well. At least I miss... Oh, want a batch of juicy tales? Tell me please, Pete, all on adjudicator. Bluff, gas. Solomon's hand and gives it a vigorous shake. Before you can even blink, the Cyber Master beside him sinks Stephen Buff's forearm, jerking him back and forth in a fury. The attack lasts for only a moment, but when Galata lets go, the fool's limb is already torn to shreds. With a cry of pain, Bluff leads away and melts into the rolling crowd. Solomon ruffles Gruff's neck and turns to you. Feudal words are rarely known for their bureaucratic precision. Reconnaissance on the ground will tell us more than a report easily scribed down by these blockheads. Also, as we attend this trial and see how the laws of this planet are enforced. I'm gonna say the rough thing I might do that. Can't wait to make some kindred spirits. Never harm these people without my permission again, Solomon. Let's go then, which was what must be a local spectacle. If it will help the investigation, we should not dally. We have plenty of time. First we'll inspect every nook and cranny in this place. As you wish. However, I should warn you that certain handshakes like that are considered to turn them out to assault an arbiter on duty. There are contact poisons out there that can kill you with a couple of heartbeats. Be a guard, rogue trader. Festivals like these are ideal settings for assassinations. No question of preference, but what might help the investigation. The executioner will gather a crowd, and we in turn will gather information. Our providers prove something useful, considering how eager one was to make their exit. Someone looks around at the crowd at you, set you in wonder and trepidation. So, Celestial Lord, your coming is a historic event for these people. Well, they'll be watching your every step, and your actions may well transform their lives in this undeveloped world. Night. I want a night.
Onward to victory.
I know it's not a feudal and with all that lot, but I want a night. Hey, Warhammer. Hoot, hoot. Targetor. So first things first, loot. Chronicles of Fate, page 166. You know what? Read that. Pause and read as you was there. Ooh, getting fairly late. Man, it looks pretty decent. So, okay.
Stay sharp.
Yeah, that is true. We do own entire stars. I think that's on the platform upstairs. To get to them, we have to go another way. Cleric Knights.
Venture forth.
Another one of these. Page 1. Chapter 1. Also, we need to do your level. At least only one rank. Yep. Double slug. Okay. We don't have good athletics, that's a problem. Thankfully, Marazai has good athletics. See, so good stats for you. Weapon skill's not bad. But ballistic's better for you. Agility was not too bad. Actually, no, agility's not bad for you because it was good demolition. Thankfully, we have Marazai, who is good at a lot of things. And it's really hard.
Forge ahead, never linger.
Woof! In the castle, they see. The rule of stars centered on the Iron Bird. Wow, that's quite right. It'd be like Star Trek characters dropping to pay a visit. Shows the loot there. I don't particularly see anything. I missed something. I did. Nice. Right. I see the intent on running all the way up here. I suppose I should really look over here as well while I'm at it. Don't leave any corner untouched.
Marking location.
That's why I have Pascal.
Success is an irrefutable certainty.
Let's see this through.
I don't have a cyber pet. Ah, flight skills. I need a flight skill to get around there. This is chapter 3. Okay. As we bring the heal. Hello. We had noblemen. As you approach, the nobles bow gracefully, their own soon on faces. are wrapped tightly around their skulls, and their eyes gleam with earnest subservience. One dares to address you. Oh, celestial lord, grace of your regard. When my brother and I heard of your arrival, we immediately thought to surprise you with an exceptional gift. The ancient scrolls tell of a wonder, a mechanical stage by the name of Kojikor. It knows the answer to all questions, and can make other machines do its bidding. It may even predict the future. My brother and I have borne many hardships. We managed to acquire this magical contraption for our much cherished guest. The box in front of you is presumably the Kojikor. They speak of exudes a strong odour of ritual oils, made of thin planks. It is covered in so many purity seals that it seems to be held together by them alone. A stack of flimsy rough paper lies on top of it, and there is a mica panel with malachite buttons attached to the front, and a thin slit visible among the buttons. After a chrono turn of heavy silence, Pascal finally intones, I am registering an act of imitation of sanctity. This cultural phenomenon is typical of undeveloped tribes. I also anticipate the discovery of cave pictograms dedicated to the divine arrival of the more advanced units. There's very audible breathing coming from the box. Whoever inside wants very much not to be noticed. Idol stalks towards the box and bares his fangs, while Solomon frowns grimly. Really? Then again, what would you expect from this ignorant world? For an opportunity, please, Celestial Lord. May this machine assist you in your endeavours. You know what? I'm letting that poor guy out when we get back.
Onward to victory.
He got forced into a box.
Operation successful.
Yeah. Ballistic skills. Yeah, this is pretty good at this.
I have learned
The
much
blacksmith
in
somehow
my exile.
managed to forge shells and casings. These don't belong on feudal worlds. But there's no doubt that's what they are. The guys managed to make guns. There you go! Pull that good gear out. And we got a bloody sacrament. Ew. Interesting.
Stay sharp.
Yes, a body.
Error. Making adjustments.
Wow, the nobles cut his face up and then did that. Yeesh. Athletics. Go.
You can't do anything without me.
No, probably not. Let's see. Imperium Shroud. Hello, Cyber Birdie. Yep. Things are not what they appear to be.
You belittle me with this. Triumph is my birthright.
I don't like the fact that these guys are cutting people's faces off and stretching all the skin. That's something
seize the moment.
akin to chaos. Horses.
My actions speak louder than words.
One of them pulls its muzzle close and cracks its teeth, almost too greedily and hungrily for a harmless herbivore. That's not right. fuel will be it is, but the horses shouldn't be going clack 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 and trying to
Forge ahead.
have a nibble on you.
Never linger.
Methinks the forces of chaos are involved here. Now this, apart from we're missing goods all over the place. What the? Apparently there was a passage here. Oh wow, the guy's got us run all the way back. Thankfully I opened up the back shortcut. We Dark Souled this, we opened the shortcut.
Over there.
A trap.
Check. Done. Later located something.
That's why we need someone with high ballistic skills.
Easy.
High demolition skills.
A
This one.
colossal mistake.
Miss one.
The Emperor's justice guides me.
Alright, hold on here, we can talk about Medicaid.
Watching the lazy handle sacred technology breaks my heart. Figuratively speaking.
Grovel. Speak, Elantark.
Yeah, you fix all
Take
my
this
up.
and stay out of my way.
Just in time.
Okay, let's get some more stuff. Large medkits. Medium medkits. I have kits galore. Don't take that out. You a medkit. I was trying to make certain they've got guys with medkits available. I mean, he's on that. I should actually really use those at some point. We are actually out of time in the stream. Methinks that something really wrong is going on in this world. And that things that hey, that should not be here. Or better yet, that should not be in effect. Cyber, oh. Whereabouts is the destination? Over there? Not sure why you're all the way down there, mate, but... Can we have the cyber thingy?
As a child, I was captivated by the chronicles of the feudal world Urban II. Knights clad in shining armor riding their fine steeds, battling enemies of humanity, and holding feasts after their victories. But this world has only grey and mud.
The same is true for many worlds in the Imperium, Lady Cassia. You should accustom yourself to that fact.
Yeah.
This explorator is blessed with
I have to watch the food dispenser into dispense fuels floats, driven by their protruding ribs. Beasts have not been properly fed in some time. I want them. Can I have them? Ah, Maeve. I wish I could see him, but I'm sure his high splendor is so dazzlingly bright that one glance upon his visage would be enough to blind a person on the spot. Oh, pardon me. You probably wanted to ask me something, didn't you? Look straight through her. My lord, oh. I misclicked on that one back, so I don't want to talk to you. I want Cyber Pet. Well, Architect's augments are just as rusty and as in sore need of service, but the creature looks far worse than the rest. Gaunt and weak, almost miserable, the beast looks up at you with a gaze as you approach. On the door, you notice a scrawled sign that reads, Animal number 4, don't feed. The name number is burned into the skin of the Lacerax. A quick inspection is enough to determine that causes the problem. Some of the Lacerax augments are clearly not working correctly. The muscles near the energy conduits are twitching as if the machine spirits, in their fury, were torturing the beast. It is surprising that only this Lacerax shows such signs of torment, considering the poor state of the augments of all the cyber beasts here. Such a desolate creature, all that finds its way into the chains of the monkey, is doomed to ruin. I've seen Galatio convulse like that when his augments are malfunctioning. I doubt these local halfwits have the first clue on how maintaining implants. They just stuck shovels and left the beast alone. Try to reach your hand side gets augments, but the cage bars force you to withdraw. You're not familiar with the common operation of mechanical lock, but that does not stop you from disabling it. The cage door opens with a creak. However, the beast inside shows no reaction. You find the issue and fix it with ease. One of the circuits was broken, possibly damaged in a fight with the other beasts. When you are done with the repairs, you are hit with realization. There is now nothing standing between you and this huge predator. With a flash of its visors, the beast begins to turn slowly towards the exit. For a brief moment, you find yourself only a meter away from a monstrosity whose jaws could snap you a person in two. It hisses in your face. Suddenly you see something moving out the corner of your eye, with a whirl of skirts, a frail figure with a small... May throws herself between you and the snarling beast. Off with you! Get away from my lord! And Cassis glances at you and is on the verge of saying something, but musters the courage to protest. She immediately steps aside. The silent duel will last only a moment, but it feels like an eternity. Finally, with a beleaguered snarl, the beast dashes away without even laying a claw on his liberator. Whee! Solomon gives you a nod of respect. Well, not only did you deal with the augment, you also made a deadly beast recognize your authority with a single glance. Though, I can't help but wonder about the repercussions of this jailbreak. Well, that one's fixed now, so it's fine.
I'm listening.
Surely nothing bad will happen now that
Delegate this menial task to me.
Set the beast loose. Hey, that was chapter 406. I have the code. Ah, well, that's not going to come back to bother us in the future. I think. Maybe. Now, fine. Not like that could really come back to bite me. Actually, I think it may... You know what? No, I think, personally, I think what we've done is made a friend for life, and when the time comes, when we get into trouble, that thing's going to violently jump into our aid and be on our side. Because we made it recognize us as the boss. Ooh, I wonder if we get our hands on a cyber version of my pet upstairs. But that's all for next time, folks. So until then, I'll catch you all later. See ya.